Howdy, everyone. Going to go over our third and final cluster of worldviews, as mentioned in session 6 here, the anti-realism cluster. Sounds kind of fun. And I think that you're going to find a couple of these ideals that you yourself even hold to be, things that you work towards, things that you believe, some things that you maybe hold dear. So let's start with existentialism, as defined in this book here. The purpose of existentialism is to grasp our freedom. Okay, this is something that as Americans I think that we can really relate to. We love freedom. We love the ideas of freedom. We think that many of the world's problems can be solved by freedom. Look at our free markets, free societies. We have free social structures that we can move in and out of however we want to, really. The problem is that we have to decide who we want to be and how we want to live. It's not given to us. We don't have a purpose. So this can be a problem, right? This can lead to despair, because if you don't have a purpose and you don't find a purpose, then you have no purpose. That can be pretty discouraging, The solution is that we have to create meaning by fighting meaninglessness. So you look around yourself and you see, oh, well, there's a problem over there. Oh, well, let's fix it. I think a lot of us guys can really relate to this because we typically live in a fix-it mentality. We like to think that if there is a problem, then we can solve it. Or if we can't solve it, we can at least have some sort of a positive effect on it, right? Well, that's how we fix things. That's how we find our purpose. Moving on to postmodernism, the purpose here is that we have to construct our truth, okay? Because there is no objective truth. So we work through either ourselves or through a community, and we create a truth. The problem is that all truth claims are really just power plays by one group or another. So if it's just a power play for me to tell you what the truth is, that's just me trying to control you. Well, the second you accept this to be true, then you say, well, okay, then anything that anyone else tells me I'm essentially free to just throw that away because it doesn't mean anything, because that's their truth, not mine. Can we see how a lot of these truths cannot coexist together? The solution is to deconstruct all truth claims by unmasking them as societally constructed efforts to maintain power. Well, okay, we can unmask all of these as just social constructs, but then we run into the problem of there is no truth. And when there is no truth, there is no purpose. Well, good luck constructing yourself a truth when there is no truth, and when I'm free to say, well, your truth may be right for you, but it's not right for me. So now this is really just, in my opinion, the most logical, extreme conclusion of atheism. Without God, without a creator, without a given purpose, without a given truth, there is also no reason to have morals. There's no reason to say that the way that someone is acting is right or wrong. There's no reason to have guidelines, because that's just you telling me how to live. We see these two types of thoughts in just about every movie that we see nowadays, especially in, empowerment films or empowerment ideas that are given to us. We see this all over the place. That's just tradition. Why do you do it that way? Just because you've always done it that way. Well, that used to be a really bad answer, I think. But now, I have realized that it seems like that's a really good answer in a lot of cases. Just because you've always done it that way actually sometimes means something. The fact that it has survived, the fact that that tradition has survived, is a pretty good indicator that it can be worthwhile. So this is how we have to think nowadays. But I think that we can find something better in our Christian worldview, as we will see.